Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's video is going to be where you'll be or what you're going to be doing in the next 2 months or how the next few months are going to look for you. I figured it's kind of a hot topic right now, seeing how a lot of us, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, will be going back to school in the fall. My younger sister is starting at university in the fall, and if I was still in school, I would be going to finish my second or last year of university. I'm not in school anymore, but I just know a lot of people in my age range will be going back to school, so I figured it's a hot topic because of that. And also, there has been a pandemic, and I find that a lot of us, at least a lot of the people that I know of, have been struggling to find jobs. It's quite a struggle for me for a long time to find a job. So I figured that this would be a good reading to give you insight just to what kind of career or school will be looking like in the next few months, as well, as love and finances and family, friends, anything that falls under the realm of what you might want to know in the next few months. That's what we're going to be looking at. So we have our piles here with pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll get into them in a second. I just want to start this video off with talking a little bit about the future of this channel in the coming months. That way you kind of have an idea of where my head's at and what I'm hoping and planning for. Now, if you want to just avoid all that because you don't care about this channel or you just don't want to hear it, which is totally okay, that's completely understandable, feel free now to skip ahead to your pile. I will, of course, have the timestamps in the description. So like I said, this is pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So feel free to skip ahead. There's no harm in that. And for those of you who want to stay and listen, I'll jump right into that. First, I wanted to show off my super cute necklace I'm wearing today. Got it from Spencer's. Highly recommend. They had a whole bunch of different flags there, so super cute. Anyway, what I'm hoping for in terms of this channel, I want to help bring you guys knowledge, if that makes sense. So I enjoy doing tarot readings. I enjoy doing pick-a cards. I really, really do enjoy them. There's something that, my life feels not 100% whole, when I'm not helping others, and this is a really good way for me to help you. But going forward, I do want to start giving more knowledge-based information as well, and not just in tarot, but as well in witchcraft and similar, spirituality type things, because witchcraft has been a part of my life since I've been 9 or so, 8 or 9. So it's such a huge part of who I am and my identity that it just feels wrong to not kind of incorporate it more into this channel, especially when I am doing tarot and divination, which to me is a big part of my craft as well, right? So yeah, going forward, there should be a good mix between tarot readings and pick-a-cards, as well as more witchcraft and knowledge-based information. And I also do want to give, a little bit more insight into my life. I don't want to make a whole separate channel for that, just because I know that it's not going to be an everyday type video. But I was thinking going forward, I might have a couple of vlogs every month or something where I just show my daily life, or maybe just show a little recipe that I made that week. So just kind of 1 or 2, maybe 4 tops per month of more personal stuff. I do already have playlists on my channel of different categories. So it has tarot, spirituality, and then about me. And, that way, if you only want to see something specific, you can just immediately check the playlist instead of checking what videos I have put out. That way you can just immediately jump to pick-a-cards, right? Or you can immediately jump to witchcraft knowledge. Or if you want to learn a little bit about me, there will be that About Me section, which will have videos of my more daily life. So on that note, if there's anything you want to see, those are the 3 categories that I want to focus on going forward. I'm going to try my best to continue putting out a video a day. I'm thinking that I might still have my Sundays and Mondays off. That'll depend on my mood and how I'm feeling those days, and it'll also depend on the future, because I have those days off now, because that's when my roommate has the days off, so I want to spend time with him instead of recording and taking up our whole living space. But, in a couple months, I'll be moving in with my boyfriend, and my times or dates might change a little bit as to when I'll have the day off. I also might come up to a little bit of a struggle where my energy might seem a little bit lower for the next couple weeks, because I am working again. I'm working in a retirement home. I'm doing housekeeping and dietary aid. My hours are all over the place. You know, some nights I'll be working the midnight shift. Other nights I'm working, 6 a.m. onwards. So because of that, my energy might be all over the place, and the timing of the videos might be a little bit weirder than, consistently evening video. So I just want to put that out there as well. That way, if you are hoping for a consistent schedule, I can't 100% promise that, but I will try my best to get a video out every day, except perhaps Sundays and Mondays. So I think that's all I really wanted to update you on. If there's any video recommendations that you guys have, if there's any video you want to see, anything you want to ask me, again, always feel free to leave a comment about it. Most of my videos have been recommendations. Almost everything I do is what a friend or what somebody has said to me online, or just, different things that people have said, hey, I want to see you do this, or I want to hear what your opinion or thought is on this. So yeah, I have a pretty extensive list right now of videos to create, but I'm constantly adding to it, and do not hesitate to ask for a video. Even if it's one I've already put out, don't be afraid to ask for it again, right? Because energy is constantly fluid. Things always change. There's always new people coming in and old people coming out and stuff, right? So it's okay to have repeat videos, so don't be afraid to ask for those either. And I think lastly, one of the personal videos I wanted to do was like a Q&A with me and my partner. And I was just wondering, if that was a good idea, if you guys want to see that as well. If not, if you don't care at all about my personal life, don't be afraid to let me know that either, because, I want to make this channel for you, right? It's not about me, it's about you guys. So if any of these recommendations that I'm saying or any of these plans I'm saying don't really sound ideal to you, let me know and I'll take that into consideration as well, because I want to tailor it towards you, right? But yeah, I was thinking I could do a Q&A with my partner, so if you would like to see that, let me know. If you have some questions that are already burning on your head, let me know those as well, so I can start making a list of questions. Alright, so now we'll jump into the readings. Thank you for those of you who stayed, and for those of you who skipped ahead, let us look at pile 1. Okay, pile 1. We've got my little cat guy. I am a big warrior cat fan. I don't keep this a secret. That is a known fact that I am a big warrior cat fan. Anyway, this little guy reminds me of Firestar, if any of you know anything about warrior cats. I think it's just because he's orange, but yeah, he's not fluffy enough to be squirrel flavor. Anyway, moving on. The cards that we have are 3 of Pentacles, Weight, New Moon in Virgo, Full Moon in Taurus, and 8 of Coins. Also, there's a spider crawling up my wall right now. That's not frightening at all. Okay, so put this over with the tarot cards. Alright, so what I think is very interesting here is that we have a lot of earth energy coming through. So, I'm just discarding the Weight card, though I will come back to that. We've got the New Moon in Virgo, which represents Virgo. We've got the Full Moon in Taurus, which happens in Taurus season. We've got the 8 of Coins, coins being Pentacles, Pentacles referring to Earth signs. And then the 3 of Pentacles, which, as I just explained, Pentacles are related to the Earth signs. And typically Earth signs Earth in general is a very slow-moving energy, it's not one to rush ahead. You don't see Tauruses who want to jump right into action and go for something right away. They like to sit and wait and make sure it's worth the risk. Same with Virgos. They're not going to want to jump right into something. They're going to wait and check the situation out and kind of weigh the pros and cons and make sure it's worth it. So that, I think, is also why we have this Weight card. It's another earth sign type energy. So if you pick this pile, you might be an earth sign. You might have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in your chart. Now, Taurus, full moon in Taurus, that is, also happens during Scorpio. So like the moon itself would be in Scorpio for it to be a full moon. So you might as well have a water sign in your chart. most strongly being Scorpio. Or of course you might not be meeting someone in the next few months with these signs in their chart. Or they could be completely irrelevant. But the message is still the same, right? Whether you have those signs or not. And the message here is that we're not going to see a lot of action these next few months. I think if you were looking for a career or financial reading, I think your finances are going to be okay. They might not be quite where you want them to be, but they're not going to be where they have been before. You're going to be doing a little bit better financially. It just won't be the jump that you want it to be. Time to give rather than take, and your dreams need a practical plan. So, with the Three of Pentacles, we've got, three witches working together, but they're also just kind of waiting. They're waiting for the paint to dry so they can make the next move. With the Eight of Coins, his box of coins is almost complete, just putting in that last bit and just making sure it fits perfectly. We've got your dreams need a practical plan. We've got, and we've got wait. And with all of that, it's kind of telling me that maybe you're afraid to take that next step. You might know, or at least want to try and figure out what your next step needs to be, but you don't know how to get to that next step, or you're just afraid to go there. You're afraid you're going to go too fast and be too afraid to carry on, and then everything will fall apart again. If that's the case, you need to go for it. You're just harming yourself by not going after what you want, and you're just harming yourself by just fantasizing about it instead of figuring out what the next steps need to be. And with the new moon in Virgo, this might be giving you kind of a bit of advice. You need to be doing something a little bit more selfless. Don't worry so much about yourself. Still take yourself into account, and you can't be doing everything for other people, but find that good balance between serving others and taking care of yourself. You might be kind of hovering in between one or the other and not combining those two things together. So it's important that going forward over these next few months, you find a way to combine those two sides of you. You make sure that you're taking care of others and that you're taking care of yourself. And I think if you're looking for a career where you are being selfless or where you're helping others might be beneficial for you. So new moon in Virgo, we commonly see Virgos in like the health industry or hospitality industry. They like to take care of others. They have that selfless nature. They make wonderful nurses. Almost every Virgo I know has gone to school for nursing. So it's, you don't need to be a nurse, of course, but having a career in that type of field might be a good idea. And if you already are in a career and it has nothing to do with selfless things, try to just open yourself up more at that job. Maybe talk to your coworkers a little bit more. Take care of your coworkers if you can, maybe bring in an extra meal if you have the time and just put it in the fridge and say, hey, there's an extra meal if anyone needs it. Because, I've worked before in jobs where I just pray that my paycheck comes soon enough that I can afford, to feed myself for the next 2 weeks, right? And I've had people, not know that I was going through that and still just be like, oh, hey, I brought leftovers. Do you want a little bit? And that was life-saving for me because I was living out of my car and didn't have any food to eat, right? So likewise, you don't know what's going on in the lives around you, especially at work, because, if somebody's working, we just kind of assume that they have their life put together, and that's not always the case. So do what you can to take care of your coworkers in a way that's not overstepping boundaries, of course, and in a way that's not impeding on your own mental health or physical health. Because like I said, you have to put yourself first. It'll be good for you to help others as well. If you're looking for love, I don't think you're going to see much of it during these next few months. I think it's good just to let things be the way they are. If you're in a relationship with someone, I don't see anything happening, bad or positive, bad or good, It's just going to be, you're just going to be together, just kind of doing your own thing and working on the relationship a little bit, working on that stability, but also working on yourselves and making sure that you are stable as individuals. And, like I said, if you are single, I don't think now is the time to get a new partner, and I don't think you will be seeing any growth in your love life. What else here? it might be a good time to spend some time with your friends if you're able to, that is. Just check in with them, maybe have a little get together, go for a coffee together or something. I think that's really all it's coming through for you guys. I feel like I could make these readings longer if I didn't speak as fast as I did. But whatever. At least it's easy to consume. You're not spending too much of your time, listening to me talk. And if you like the reading, subscribe or leave a like or comment. I will accept any and all feedback. I love hearing from you guys. It means a lot to me when you leave comments. So, as well, I do have a Twitch channel now. It's mainly for streaming The Sims. So if you're interested in that, I will leave the username in the description and you can definitely check it out. I'm not 100% active on there. I am putting this channel, my YouTube channel, and my work first. That's coming first and foremost to me, and then Twitch is kind of like a secondary priority. But I'm trying to slowly grow on there. So if you like The Sims, feel free to check me out. I have the hiccups. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, that's your reading. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, I would slap. Okay. Anyway. Pile 3. No, pile 2. Sorry. Pile 2. So, we have the swan for you. I say every single time I have a swan here that it is one of my spirit guides. It means a lot to me. I have a swan tattooed right here that I always want to show off on camera, and I'm always wearing an outfit that doesn't let me show it off. But it is a very important animal to me, so I'm glad that somebody chose it, if someone did choose pile 2. Anyway, we've got romance. We've got first quarter moon. Interesting. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So a little less clear than the previous reading. But what is definitely coming through is romance related. I will start with work though. If you are looking for a job, or if you're just trying to figure out your financial position, I think that you need to try something new. So if you are in your job, you're not liking it, or you're just having a problem with it, or you are constantly bickering with the manager, maybe try looking into a different position in that job, or look for a different job that might suit you better. Don't 100% give up on a job though if it's a good fit, you're just having problems with the manager, because I've just heard a lot of stories of people quitting jobs that they really love because their manager made it intolerable for them. And that's not fair on you. So do what you can if that is your situation to try and figure out how to navigate that and keep your job, but also, still enjoy it. And if you just straight up hate your job, but you're afraid to leave because of financial reasons, do what you can to look for a different job, I know that sometimes it can be hard to look for a second job, or look for a new job when you have a job already, but it's not impossible. Take a sick day if you need to in order to get to an interview, or call in late if you need to. And, you might find that you find a second job that is really great for you, and then you can tell that job when they offer it to you that, okay, I can work for you. It'll just be in 2 weeks because I need to hand in, letter of resignation to my previous employer. And if it's a good job, they will be so understanding of that, and they'll be happy they chose you as an employee, because it shows to them that if you ever quit that job that you're being hired for, you will show them the respect by handing in the 2 weeks resignation, right, or your 2 weeks notice. So, don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to look for a new job while you're still working at an old job. And if you don't have a job, try something new. We don't know that we hate something until we try it, right? Or at least in most cases, you won't know that you hate something until you try it, especially when it comes to jobs. For example, I have been looking for a part-time job as I'm very anxious and I'm not on any of my medication, which I should be on my medication. So working full-time just isn't really an option for me I'll just end up, leaving and having another breakdown, and that would be a wreck. So I was looking for part-time jobs, and I had decided, well, I didn't decide, sorry, I applied for a retirement home. And that's the job I'm working at now, is a retirement home. I never thought I would like a job like that. I was looking more for like a part-time library job, because I love working in the library, and I love working with books. But I wasn't saying no to anything, so I applied and I got the job, and it's a really good fit. And everyone around me is like, well, obviously it's a good fit, but I didn't realize it would be, and it really is. So, like I said, I recommend doing that, like applying, if you don't have a job right now, apply for everything you can, even if you're not too sure about it, and you might end up with a job that you end up really, really enjoying. So that's what I'm seeing here, with the Eight of Pentacles. She's trying different things out to see what comes from these different things that she's doing. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's all about kind of seeing what happens next, taking your chances, taking those risks. So just make sure, in terms of your job, you are doing that. You are taking the necessary risks. I do not like that word, by the way. There's too many S's in it. But moving onward to love. It looks like if you're single, there'll be a new love coming in. I don't think it'll be a crush. It'll be someone completely new if you do have a crush on someone. So don't be expecting them to come forward. Expect someone you either don't know yet or someone you just totally didn't expect, like maybe a close friend of yours or someone that you haven't spoken to since kindergarten, like something like that, And of course, like I said, it could be someone completely new that you've never met before, but yeah. And if you are in a relationship, it looks like you might be having a little bit of a struggle right now. Either you or your partner, it's a tongue twister for me, might be feeling an attraction to a third party. That doesn't mean you're going to act on it, and it is, in my opinion, kind of ludicrous to expect yourself or your partner never to feel an attraction to anybody else, because when you're dating someone, at least from my knowledge of dating people, you don't automatically see everyone else as ugly, right? Like, there's still going to be pretty people around you, and you're still going to notice when someone's attractive. It's just a matter of not acting on that, right? Like, I would never cheat on someone just because someone's pretty, because I'm not going to jeopardize my relationship like that, right? So you're allowed to have those thoughts, and this could be what this is. It's just either you or your partner is like, oh wow, like that person is really attractive. And, if you find that out, or if they find out that you're attracted to this other person, it might cause a little bit of a rift, little, like friction in the relationship. But it's not going to be a permanent argument. It's not going to be an argument that breaks you two up. It's just kind of most likely going to be a misunderstanding. And, of course, if it is that you are attracted to someone else and you're like really attracted to this third party, let's say, don't cheat on your partner. Not that I'm ever saying anyone would. And likewise, if it's your partner that is feeling this attraction, don't be afraid that they're going to cheat on you. But just consider the pros and cons, like what is it about this new person that's attracting you to them over your old person, over the person you're with now? What do they have that you are lacking in this relationship? A lot of the times we consider cheating or we consider leaving our partner for someone else just because we miss those feelings of the new relationship. There's kind of that honeymoon stage that a lot of us go through, and then as the relationship settles, you don't see as much of that. So it's not so much that you want this new person, you just want the feeling of being with the new person, if that makes sense. So just make sure that if you are feeling this attraction, don't kind of jump too soon into going after it. And hopefully, your partner won't do that either. If you feel like your partner might be experiencing attraction to someone else, instead of accusing them of cheating, ask about it, talk about it, maybe take a little bit of time to take them out to dinner or something. Now, if they do cheat, they're a scumbag, and it 100% is not your fault for that happening. So don't think I'm saying it is your fault if your partner cheats, because of course that's not the case. People are going to cheat regardless. It's just sometimes our attraction to other people is just because we want something new, right? And then we realize that we don't really actually want this other person. We're just feeling a little bit bored, if that makes sense. But, point is, nothing bad will come of this card. None of these cards indicate a bad argument. None of these cards indicate cheating. None of these cards indicate anything bad. It just looks like there'll be a misunderstanding regarding an attraction to a third party. And you two just need to talk this over, and you'll realize that you guys are on the same page and that there was nothing to fear. There was nothing to be worried about. What else am I seeing? I do think communication is important if you are in a relationship. Make sure you're talking to your partner. You know, because like I said, there is this miscommunication, this misunderstanding, and if it's not talked about, then things will get out of hand, and, you know, there probably would be the risk of a breakup because we want to be able to trust and communicate with our partner. So if we don't get that, then we just don't feel appreciated, right? So just make sure you are communicating, especially if you are worried that your partner is going to leave you, or if you are having doubts about the relationship. Just sit them down and be like, hey, this is what's going on in my head. How do you feel about it? And then you can, you know, have those discussions. That's all I got for pile 2. If you like the reading, leave a like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate all comments. I love when you guys talk to me, and I love talking to you guys. So, you know, definitely leave a comment. And I will see you all tomorrow. I believe, yes. I only work a couple hours tomorrow, and it's a split shift, so I should have a video done in the beginning or end of the day, or sorry, in the middle or end of the day. And yeah, hope you'll have a lovely night, and I love you very much. So, pile 2, or pile 3, frick. I said pile 3 for the second pile, and now I'm saying pile 2 for the third, of course. But this is pile 3. If you clicked on this timestamp, you are at the right pile. We have be assertive, new moon in Leo, King of Swords, and the Lovers. Interesting. So yeah, there's a pretty strong message coming through. We will start with career and finances. If that is not relevant to you, just kind of skip ahead. But yeah, in terms of your career, I sense in the next couple of months, if you have been at a job for a while, there might be a promotion coming. If that's the case, though, you might need to bring it up. You know, they might be thinking about promoting you, but they're waiting to see initiative on your end, or they just don't want to, you know? Like, you know how places be like that, you know, they can recognize that you're doing a good job and that you should earn a raise or promotion, but they don't want to do it, so they're probably just not going to mention it until you bring it up. So I think that there is the possibility of a promotion or raise, but you need to go to your manager and sit them down and be like, hey, I feel like I've been putting a lot into this job. I feel like I deserve to be appreciated a little bit more than I am. And kind of see what happens from there. Be confident. Know that what you're doing is the right thing to do. Know that you do deserve this promotion or raise, and you're going to get it. And if you haven't been at a job for very long, or if you're looking for a job, go after the jobs you want. Look for the ones that you know you're going to be good at. Look for the ones that you know you're the right fit for. Maybe write cover letters if you need to, you know, explaining that I am the right person for this job. I know that I am, and I deserve this job more than anyone else does. You know, like, write those cover letters, write that resume. Talk yourself up. When you go into the interview, be like, okay, like, I am fit for this job. I am qualified for this job. You guys are doing yourself a dishonor by not hiring me. Don't actually say that, but like, kind of have that mentality and this confidence, this assertiveness, this sort of determination to get that job, and the fact that you already know that you're going to get that job, because who else would? No one else is as qualified as you are. No one else deserves it more than you. With that mindset, you're going to get the job. And like, if you're just starting a job, keep that mindset throughout the job. Places like to prey on, you know, vulnerability, on anxiety. So if they see that you're unsure, then that just gives them a reason to let you go and find someone who they think would be better or be a better fit. So keep your confidence, even if it's really scary. Just keep pushing at it. Keep doing a good job. Try your hardest. You know, of course, don't be afraid to ask for help and stuff, but when you know what you're doing, be confident about it. Help out others if you can. and you've got this. You've got this job. You're going to be making, maybe not great money, but you're going to be making money, and you're going to be comfortable. Just choked on that word. Gross. Anyway. In terms of love, for those of you who are in a relationship, this might be a soulmate relationship that you're in. Appreciate them. You know, show them that you appreciate them. Take the time to appreciate them. Maybe write them a letter. Maybe talk to them. Spend some time together. Spend some time doing a favorite hobby. Write a letter for them, perhaps. Make a scrapbook for them. Just do something small to show that you appreciate them. The relationship is not in danger. I don't see that, at least in the next few months. There's no danger here for the relationship. It's just more like, it's good to show your partner that you appreciate them, right? Like, it's nice. It might also be nice to maybe go camping or something. You know, it's coming to the end of summer if you're in the northern hemisphere. So it might be good to take your loved one out camping while you can before it gets cold again. It's already getting cold here in Canada. It's halfway through August, or almost halfway through August, so we'll have a couple more warm days, and then it'll start snowing. So, yeah, we're running short on time, so take your lover camping. I think that would be a good move, and like I said, writing them a letter or doing a little scrapbook would be another good way to show that you appreciate them. I think they would appreciate that gesture a lot. And if you aren't in a relationship, if you're single, what I'm seeing with these cards is that you need to make the first step. Whoever you're interested in, whatever you want, you're not going to get it. That person is not coming to you if you don't take that first step, which is really scary. And I completely understand that. You know, it's terrifying to make the first move. I commonly am the one who makes all the moves, and it is frightening. It's very frightening. Rejection is also hard, and it's scary, and it's unsettling. And, you know, no one likes to be rejected, no matter how many times it happens to you. But we have to take these risks. If we really like someone, it's better to know than to never know. That's what I always say in my life, at least to the people around me, is that if you're interested in someone, wouldn't you rather talk to them and find out if there's a chance of you guys happening instead of wasting the next who knows how many years wondering what could have been? It's better to take that step and just go for it and just see what comes of it. And a lot of the time, depending on your age, of course, but typically, you know, once you're out of your teens, and even in your teens sometimes, but I typically find we're looking more at, you know, like in your mid-20s type thing and onward, people don't care if you tell them that you like them. You know, I mean, like, they appreciate the gesture, and if they're into you, they're going to care. But if they just see you as a friend, it's not going to ruin the friendship. And like I said, if you're a teenager, don't be discouraged, because I do know a lot of teens in my high school life, and when I was a teenager, I was like this, where, you know, if somebody said that they liked me, it didn't ruin our friendship. There might have been that little bit of awkwardness for a little bit, you know, where you're just kind of like, oh, I'm uncomfortable to be around you. But that's just because, you know, it can be a little bit awkward to have that confession and then to not have it returned. But after a couple days, that goes away. You know, you're not really feeling uncomfortable anymore, and you're able to move on from that person because you know that nothing is going to happen. Whereas before, if you never knew, then you might be hesitant to go after a new person because you're going to wonder, but like, what if I get with this person and then the person I'm crushing on comes forward and tells me that they like me? So you don't want to move on because you're always being held back by that, which is why it's good to make that first move yourself. That way, if they say no, you can start to move on and you don't have to be wrapped up in this crush anymore. Now, I'm not saying that your person will reject you, but I'm also not going to say that they'll accept you, because we just can't see that with the cards, and especially not with the general reading. There's so many of you that might be seeing this reading where, you know, I can't guarantee one way or the other. But I do sense that no matter what you say or do, like, this person is going to really appreciate the gesture. They're going to be like, oh, wow, like, it's really nice to hear that somebody has a crush on me or that somebody's interested in me. So don't be afraid to make that step. And I also, you know, it doesn't look like with these cards they would end the friendship if that is a fear of yours. You know, they would still want to be your friend. And they might also be a soulmate, whether that's a platonic soulmate or whether it's a romantic soulmate. They're still supposed to be in your life, and they're still supposed to teach you a lesson. So don't be afraid to lose them, because I don't think that confessing a crush will chase them away or scare them away. That's the reading I have for you guys. I said a pile 1. I probably could make these videos longer, but I talk way too fast, and I am very sorry for that. I will probably start captioning my videos. I know that YouTube is doing that whole, like, they're taking off captioning, closed captions, but I think that's just community-based ones, right? Where, like, the community can't put in captions. So I believe I'll still be able to put captions on my video, so I keep saying I hopefully should, going forward in the future, be having captions on these videos if I do speak too fast for you. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, that's the end of your reading. If you liked it, leave a like, comment, or subscribe, or do all three. And I appreciate all and any comments. I love talking to you guys. I love hearing what you have to say. So don't be afraid to just let me know what's going on. And I will see you all tomorrow. I love you all very much. Got wax in my finger. Gross. Okay. All right, pile 4. Got the little penguin boy. I have a million notifications on my phone, even though I told everyone I'd be recording. Anyway, your cards are abundance, take action. I could have sworn I already had take action. Maybe it was action. New moon in Pisces, page of cups, and knight of pentacles. Interesting. Very interesting. So, we'll start off with career and finance. And in terms of that, I see finance. I see a lot of it. I see good financial stability. We've got abundance here. We've got Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, that is the Knight. Even the new moon in Pisces, you know, like Pisces was traditionally ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter to me has always been a very financially lucky planet. I just see with this, you are going to have good financial luck. If you're in a job, you know, expect a raise, or just, you know, expect to see money coming back. Some of you might be getting tax returns. I know it's a little bit late for tax season depending on where you are, but I also know that a lot of places had the taxes like extended, so you could get your tax return later in the year anyway. Or depending on your income last year, you might be getting your GST or HST or whatever. Depending, I guess, on where you are, because that might just be a Canadian thing. I don't know. But yeah, just expect a little bit of maybe extra money coming your way if your job doesn't allow you for any raises, or if you do get raises in your job, expect a raise. It might even just be like the sort of yearly, slightly income-based raise just to keep you up with inflation and stuff. But either way, expect a little bit more money. And if you don't have a job, take action. Go for one. Start following your dreams. Chase your dreams. Don't be afraid to start something. And also, it can be scary to know what to do, right? Like, my dream would be to make money solely off of like YouTube and Twitch, right? Because that's what I love to do. I love interacting with you guys. I love doing readings. I love talking about spirituality. I love talking about witchcraft. In terms of Twitch, I love streaming. I love the interaction there, how I can talk to you guys in real time. You know, it's way more personal. And I love playing The Sims. You know, it's all I play in my spare time. So if I was getting paid to do that, like, wow, that would be amazing. So like my dream probably is YouTube, right? But it also doesn't sound like a realistic dream, and it's hard to make it a realistic dream. You know, it takes a lot of work. So it's very easy for me to say, well, you know, like, I'll just scrap this and just focus on a real job, right? And you might have those similar thoughts. You might have this dream that just doesn't seem realistic, whether it's art or writing or YouTube or readings or being an astronaut or something else that just seems so unattainable and out there. So you just want to throw that away and just only focus on a realistic job. But then, you know, at this realistic job, you aren't enjoying it. You're feeling very down. You're not feeling happy. You're dreading going in every day. You don't know what the point is other than the money. And it's important for you to know that you can get both. You know, I am working now part-time, mind you, but I'm still working. That way I have money so I can continue to live, but I'm still doing YouTube. I'm still doing the things that I want to do. and just slowly building this up while I have another job going on in the background, right? And you can do the same thing, and that's what I sense here with like the New Moon in Pisces, the Page of Cups, the Take Action card. It's telling you, go get a job, but also start following your own dreams. Start creating what you want to do. If you want to write a book and make money off writing a book, you have to write the book, right? You're not going to make money off of a book that you didn't write. So just start writing that book while you're looking for another job. That way, you know, when the book takes 2 or 3 years to be finished writing, or 2 or 3 years to finally get published, you haven't, you know, just sat around and done nothing for those 2 years other than writing, right? You've actually been out and you've been working as well, so that you can afford to send it to a publisher, and you can afford a house or a roof over your head while you're writing it. You can afford the laptop to write it on, right? Like, you still need a stable job. I don't like using the terms like realistic or real job or stuff like that, because every job is a real job, right? But you know, you have this more stable job or more stable income so that you can afford the less stable job or dreams that you have. And that is a very strong message that's coming through for you. It must be, because it definitely kind of came out of nowhere. I talk out of my ass a lot. But yeah, I think a lot of you needed to hear that message. So just know it is possible to do all the things that you want to do and still have a stable job at the same time. It's just a matter of like making sure your time is spread out evenly and you're still taking time for yourself, of course, right? You don't be wearing yourself too thin. But yeah. In terms of love, for those of you in a relationship, I'm not seeing much movement. You and your partner might be kind of renewing your vows, if you will, whether or not you're literally doing that or not. I just sense you might be feeling a little bit more loving towards each other. You might be feeling closer to one another. You might be just having those feelings a little bit more. Sorry, there's people moving around outside. Anyway, feeling those love feelings for each other a little bit stronger, more appreciative of each other, which is good. And, you know, that's really all I'm seeing. Nothing big or anything. It's important to just remember to appreciate your partner, though. And also remember that good and bad can exist simultaneously. This New Moon in Pisces has the 2 fish circling each other, which is a Pisces trait, or like the Pisces sign. However, I am watching Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time ever, and I finished the episode the other night, where we see that the moon and the ocean were like reincarnated as fishies. And that's what these fish reminded me of, and they're supposed to represent yin and yang. You know, one could not exist without the other. We need that balance. So I'm associating that with your relationship as well. You need the balance of good and bad in the relationship. That's not to say that if your partner, or if you are very abusive or toxic, you should stay in that relationship. But just understand that those arguments that happen in relationships, in even healthy relationships, they're not something to break up over, right? And likewise, you can't have only good things. You need a little bit of something to spice up the relationship, right? If your partner's just constantly only ever telling you how loved you are, and you two never talk about your sadness or about, you know, real life stuff, and it's always just, well, everything will be okay, and it's just that constant fake positivity type thing, that's not a substantial relationship either. You need real communication. So just make sure to watch out for that in your relationship, too much of one or too much of the other. And in terms of people who are single, when it comes to new relationships, I'm definitely seeing one. It could be with a crush, and it could just be someone completely new. Could go either way. You should be the one to ask them out. You should go after them. But I'm not sensing that if you don't, nothing will happen. I think more if you don't, it just might take a little bit longer for something to happen. So if you don't want to make that first move, or if you don't have a crush on anyone, don't worry. I think that there still will be love coming in these next few months. Just be a little bit more patient with it, you know? Now with the Page of Cups, like, it's going to be a very soft love. It's going to be a love that warms you, you know? Like, you'll feel very warm inside. You'll feel very happy. You'll feel very content. I think you two will go on adventures together, but, like, you'll feel safe. Like, no matter where you go, they still feel like home to you, and you'll still be happy, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm getting for you. Not a super long reading, especially not because I was talking a mile a minute, like usual. But that is today's reading. Just in time too, my boyfriend's about to get off work. If you like the reading, please leave a like or comment or subscribe, or preferably do all three. And leave any type of comment you want. You know, I like talking to you guys. I just really enjoy interaction. I really enjoy just hearing about your day or about the reading or what you thought of it and stuff. So leave a comment, please. I will answer. I almost always do. I won't cross my arms. What else was I gonna say? I don't remember, but I will be here tomorrow. So I'll see you all then, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I love you very much.